Oh my God. Should I tell? I have enough people here that I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something. It's proof that I'm the greatest marketer of all time. Oh, I remembered this. I was going to save this. I'm going to show you a college marketing project I did. I had to message a guy I hadn't spoken to in 10 years. I messaged this guy who was in my group project. I haven't spoken to him in probably 10 years. And I asked him if he still had, I said, this is a huge long shot. I know we haven't spoken. Do you still have the deck we made for this marketing project? And he's like, yeah, man, I do. By the way, I saw you on an NVIDIA ad, Pog. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's dope. The year is 2012. I am 20 years old, probably. I, in general, spent most of my college time at ASU either drinking or playing League of Legends. That was my two activities. And so I missed a lot of classes. Most classes I found to be quite boring. And then this class came along. This Marketing 462 class. And this class is a competition. There's only like 20 students in the class. They are broken up into teams of 3 or 4, and they have to start a company where they compete against each other in a marketplace selling laptops. It was like a complete marketing game designed from the ground up, okay? 50% of your grade was determined by your performance relative to others in this class, which means like if you are last place, you almost can't pass, which means the stakes are high. I'm sitting up. I'm interested. I'm listening. And I get paired off into a team of these 2 people. The first one, his name was Eric. I'm not going to tell you his last name. This kid was the biggest business school stoner at ASU that I could imagine. This kid was clearly, from day one, not going to do any work on this project. The other kid was named Jason. He was, a shorter guy. He had glasses. He was a little nerdy, but he was smart. Okay, I liked his energy. Okay, he had good energy. And so me and Jason formed a partnership. We shook hands and we said, we are going to win this thing. We started a company called Enron 2. Now, if you guys don't know Enron, this is a little more of a dated reference now. I don't know if Zoomers know Enron, but for a millennial in business school, as a kid, you would have heard of Enron. It was like one of the biggest scandals of all time in business history. It was like a gigantic flop. These are all the people in class. There was Compute U, some douchebags. There was Pear Tech. These 3 girls who wanted to be Apple so bad, they called themselves Pear Tech. How original, ladies. Enron 2, that's your boy and Jason, and Eric literally barely even showed up to class, dude. Eric, high all the time. Love Eric. By the way, in a true example of nepotism, in Enron style, we made Eric our CFO, our chief financial officer. ZMC Computer Systems, these were the nerdiest kids in class and the most likely to be our competition. You have to target certain markets. So they made the markets, the Mercedes market, which is like high end, the innovator market, people who want cutting edge technology in their laptops, the traveler market, so like business people who want like an expensive laptop for flights, the workhorse market, people who use laptops every single day, and then the cost cutter market, people who want a cheap laptop just to watch anything. This was our presentation we had to give to the whole class. And this presentation was very contentious for reasons you will soon see. People were not clapping at the end of our presentation, and I will show you why. Every class was considered a quarter. So the entire semester was like, I don't know, 10 quarters, 10 classes. By quarter 3, we had, as you can see in this graph, 60% of the traveler market. We were a traveler-only company, and we made fat margins because we had almost all of the traveler market. And then I had this quote, which I don't know why I wanted to sound like Napoleon, but I said to Jason, and I said in our prospectus, we're going to fight for every single market in every single city. And I put it in quotes in this presentation like a douchebag, all right? ZMC was going for innovator and traveler. Compute U was going for workhorse and cost cutter. I put boxes of color, like to see which ones are going around each one. One more time. Enron 2 was going for all of them. Enron 2 wanted everything. This is where I know that I invented the Atrioc Gambit before anyone else. Because in this presentation, I say the quarter 6 Gambit. The quarter 6 Gambit. This is from 2011, 2012, and I wrote the quarter 6 Gambit, dude. I've been doing Gambits for ever. That's why I was so happy to find this presentation, because it proved that I've been gambiting for as long as I can remember, dude. This was my favorite moment in all of college. And that's sad to say, because ostensibly I had sex in college. Ostensibly I met good friends in college. But really this moment shines through. We lost $3.7 million in quarter 6. It's a disaster. You are scored based on how much money you make. We lost money because, look at this, minus $12 million on research and development costs. By the way, I overrode both my partners. This is us. We were making the most money. And then in quarter 6, we were losing ground. DMC was starting to catch up. And I was like, dude, f this, Jason. Eric, go get high. Jason, I don't want to just be first or second. I want to fucking crush this game, Jason. I want to win this game so bad the teacher remembers it. I want to win, Jason. He's like, dude, we're fine. Our grade is set. We are already in top 2. We just coast. Keep doing what we're doing. We're going to be fine. And I was like, Jason, I have the password to the account. I am going to do this. and I went in and I spent all of our money and more. I went into debt. I spent all of the money the game would maximum allow me to spend. And I got this warning. I took a screenshot of it. Your firm's independent auditor has noted you intend to spend $12 million on new business development investments. Your auditor must warn you that you're approaching the limit of what makes good business sense. And by the way, if this didn't work out, we would go from a great grade to a failing grade. Jason was not super happy, but I fucking ran it, dude. I ran the quarter 6 Gambit. I spent on everything. I spent all fucking night not playing League for once, and I looked at what every competitor was doing in every market, and I tried to buy better R&D than them in all fields, which cost us an absurd amount of money. I also opened up stores in New York, all the expensive cities. Take a look at this graph when I remove the black bar on quarter 7. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, dude. The quarter 6 Gambit. All those kids woke up to check the status of their laptops, and it was like, holy fuck, what the fuck? We went from like 40% to 10% market share. Like, overnight, Enron went from being like a pretty good travel company to the laptop company in every market, okay? We put a laptop in every pot. Once we started to take the lead and we got closer to the end of the semester, other teams started trying to learn from us because they wanted to get better grades. And so they started to look at what we were doing, which is why I had carefully named all of our products incorrectly. Now, let me give you an example. Our Neo Travel Gold and our Travel X Pro laptop were not our Traveler laptops. Those were our laptops for targeting Cost Cutter. I had an Excel sheet showing what all the names really targeted that I would use. And we kept all our older brands. So we kept releasing new brands with every R&D, but we kept the old ones around just to steal more market share. So we were competing against ourselves. So we had to make this slide because it was demanded by the actual teacher of the class. This was actually, I remember talking to the teacher and he was like, you have to credit some other people so we had to do this biggest threat slide. Let me be clear that there were no threats to Enron 2. Okay, we were a total domination of the marketplace. I put leapfrog the competition because they came in and had 1 quarter of success in Traveler. The very next quarter, we put them almost entirely out of business. By the way, this is the 1 quarter I could find where we didn't have a dominant market share in one category. They had one, and then we ruthlessly went after him. But anyway, I had to give him the credit for this leapfrog. So this is where Jason came in. And this is where Jason and a good data person really makes marketing shine. Jason made this graph. And we use this to literally determine on a game level what stuff was most valuable. Like an actual matchup chart. And we use this to crush competitors in the most efficient way. So it really was optimal. And so this is my favorite slide of all. Because at the end, this is our cumulative score. We wrote this down. Our cumulative score was 291. Everyone else combined was 99. And I put this in a slide that I showed in front of the entire class. We had to sit there and look them in the eye and look around and show this and talk about how good our company was doing. We crushed them, dude. By quarter 8, it was an absolute laughingstock. We had like 70, 80% market share of every category. Anyway, we got such a high score that we unlocked a castle in the Alps. And the instructor said he'd never seen the castle before. This is in the game. The game gave you this castle in the Alps, which was such a flex, dude. Oh my God, that felt good, dude. Ah! But the funniest part was, I think this slide, we had to have Eric read. Eric, who had not even logged into the game, to be dead honest. Eric showed up and realized, like on the last day, holy f***, we like won by a lot. And so like now our CFO, Eric, will present our key takeaways. And then Eric just like literally like things we would have done different. Create a cheap brand in each market. Get R&D. Hey, whatever works, man. I'm happy with Eric. Because you know what? If I had a team of more people, they would have outvoted me on the quarter 6 Gambit. They would have outvoted me right here when we got this warning. And they would have said, no, we can't do it. Or they would have gone to the teacher. But because it was only Jason, I was able to convince him, let's fucking go for it. What's Eric up to now? He is actually CEO of Wells Fargo. Makes $50 million a year. He was great. He was great. And this was a great class, and I loved it. Check it.